everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Amanda Gates and I'm so happy that you're here. Today what I'm going to talk about is the front door. Now what I've been doing in my Patreon page is basically building a solid foundation for the students that are in there to help them better understand what I call is real feng shui. I think a lot of people just assume that, when I say that I'm a feng shui practitioner, I'm going in and I'm moving furniture around. And I don't give a flip about your furniture or what you got in your house. What I want to know is what's going on with the energy. What is the chi that's going on in your home? When I look at your floor plan, I can tell you like that what's showing up in your life. And where I always like to start are my top 5 disruptors. I talk about these all the time, but if you're new to me, you may not know what the heck I'm talking about. So a lot of people will look to the Bagua map, they'll look to other tools in feng shui, and while those are extremely helpful, I think that they can get very overcomplicated. And what do most humans do? They love to overcomplicate things. So to me, I think it just makes the process harder. And so what happens is you get totally wiped out, you get intimidated by the process, and you blame the feng shui. This stuff doesn't work. When in actuality, you're the one not working. It's not the feng shui's fault. So the top 5 disruptors are a way, it's what I call an anchor. It's something you can always come back to and keep it to the 5 so it's super simple and you're not getting lost in this Bagua map that has layers upon layers upon layers of meaning. If you're brand new to feng shui, this can be really overwhelming. It can be super intimidating, and then you just give up because you're, completely freaked out by the process, which is totally understandable. So the top 5 make it super easy. It's a place for you to start, especially if you're brand new, and you can do the 5 things and then everything, follows along, and you can build on top of that rather than trying to learn all this other stuff all at once and then get confused because there's a lot of contradictory information out there. So the first disruptor, and we're going to go through a series here on the channel, and if you've watched my videos before, you've heard me talk about the top 5, but we're going to start with the front door. And I've done other videos on the front door, so if this really fascinates you, make sure you go back and check those out. I'll make sure to put the links below. So we're going to start with the front door, and what really inspired this is not only am I an interior designer, but I'm also a real estate agent here in Nashville. So I'm starting to see a lot of homes. As an interior designer, I may work on 5 to 10 projects a year. Well, I may go and see 5 to 10 homes in one weekend now that I'm an agent. So one thing that I've really noticed on a lot of the homes in Nashville is the front door and how horribly taken care of they are. I can't believe the condition of the homes that I'm seeing. And we're talking $1 million homes. These are not in low rent districts where, people aren't taking care of their homes because maybe they're renting them or it's in a low rent area where maybe they can't afford to do it, which everything I'm talking about today is pretty much free. So it wouldn't, if you are watching this and you're like, Amanda, I can't possibly afford a new front door or I can't do those things, that's okay. Most of the things that I'm going to suggest today are free or really low cost. But what I'm starting to really notice is the lack of care that people are putting into their homes. And when you're not taking care of your home, you're not taking care of the chi that nourishes you. Your home and you have an intimate relationship, whether you recognize it or not, whether you believe in it or not. Guess what? It believes in you. So today I'm going to share with you photos of some homes that I've gone to, that I've seen, some front doors that I've seen. And it's really important because these front doors have not been taken care of. So number 1, the front door that I'm going to show you the front door is not bad, but what makes this difficult is that it walks into a wall. So when I showed this home, you walk in and you immediately, hit a wall. And the problem is there was 2 things wrong with this door. On approach to the front door, we've got dead plants. it was like a little bit of a deck. You had to walk up 2 steps to get to the front door, and it was a wood deck, and it's just completely dilapidated. Doesn't look like it's been taken care of or oiled or swept or anything. Just completely trashed. All of the trim around the front door was peeling and looked like dry rot, actually. And the door itself was not in good condition. Now, combined with the fact that when you open the front door, you're hitting a wall, whoo, daddy, this is a lot of issues. The front door is where everything occurs in your life. This is where your life gets nourished and gets the nutrition that it needs to thrive. So if your front door on first impression is like, this is not good, you know, it's dirty, it's gross, it's uncared for, that means that your energy is dirty, gross, and uncared for. Example number 2. This home was the same thing. It's dilapidated. It's dirty, really dirty. So when we're looking at that, that's really postponed energy. That's dirty energy. So if you're grinding on things in your life, maybe your career isn't quite working, which is really important right now because we're going through a pandemic and a lot of people are struggling in their career, finances, work, you know, and if you've got something going on at your front door, it's going to make it worse. So if you've got dirty, grinding chi that's coming in your career, guess what's going to show up in your career? Maybe it shows up in the area that is supportive to you, supposed to be. You're supposed to have all these amazing resources flow into your life. And if you've got dirty, gross, postponed energy there, guess what? You're not going to get any help or good resources. That's why the front door is so important. You need to make sure that you're taking care of it. You need to put in the energy and the effort to care for it as if it were, you know, a kid, a pet, something that was really important to you. And when you realize how important this energy is to you and your life and what comes back to you if you care for it, then you'll realize how important it is to take care of it. And it's super easy. You know, make sure that the trim is cared for. Make sure that it gets painted every year, especially if it's south facing and gets hit with sun every day. Make sure the front door is clean. Make sure that the threshold is clean. Hello, make sure that your plants are living. Do you really want dead energy where literally the good chi that comes into your life starts at the front door? Do you really want to start with dead energy? No! You want awesome, vital, amazing energy flowing into your life. So look at your front door with a set of feng shui eyes. Does it look vibrant? Does it look vital? Does it look like it's nourishing you in every possible way, in a healthy way? If your answer is no in any way, shape, or form, get your butt out there and fix it up. Make sense? All right, everyone, I hope that this video helps you. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Amanda Gates. If you'd like to learn more, I'm going to put some links below. You can join my Patreon page. Super inexpensive, and you get to learn all kinds of fantastic tips and tricks about feng shui. And if you'd like to get a floor plan reading by me, you can head on over to my website to learn more. That link is also below. All right, everyone, trust the vibe because that energy never lies. So the most important thing to remember about your front door when we're talking about feng shui and energy is it's your mouth of qi. So when we're talking about the mouth of qi, it's the reason why it's one of the disruptors. I usually call it number 1. It's between number 1 and number 2 because shape is also important, but we ain't there yet. So the front door is really, really vital. You want to make sure that it's clean. You want to make sure that it's cared for. Make sure that there's no dirt, dust, mold, any kind of grime on your front door. Make sure that the hardware is beautiful. In fact, a lot of times when I buy a new home, one of the first things I do is I rip the hardware off the front door and I put in a bright, shiny nickels, beautiful piece of hardware set for my front door because it also represents money. So if this area is representing your career, it represents money, it represents the way you think. You want to make sure that it's bright and shiny and attractive because that's the chi that you want to draw into your life. You want to make sure that the threshold is also bright and shiny and fantastic. If it's old and dirty, clean it up. You can vacuum it, you can wipe it down, and then you can polish it. Make sure that you have a beautiful welcome mat. We talked about this in the last video about the front door. You always want to have a beautiful mat, whether it says hello, come on in for tacos, welcome, whatever it is, you want that chi. Oh, look, it says I can come in for tacos. Hell yeah, I'll do that. So that's what you really want to do, is you want to uplift that chi. Do everything that you can to boost it and boost that energy. Make sure those light bulbs are as bright as you can possibly get them. Make sure they're working. Make sure there's no cobwebs in there and that the glass on the lanterns isn't dirty, because if that's, the spark of life, the spark of chi that's sparking your life and it's dirty, your spark's going out. So in feng shui, a lot of things are very literal. So literally, one of the best exercises you can do is go out front and look at your front door. Are you impressed? Do you like it? What do you really see? Really investigate and look around and see what's going on. Are there dead plants? Are there cobwebs? Is the hardware kind of meh? Is the door dirty? How's the trim look? How's the floor, the mat look? How does everything around your front door look? It is literally your first impression, because anybody that comes over, that's the impression they're getting. And it's also the energy that shows up that you're calling in that basically touches all areas of your life. So make sure it's beautiful, make sure it's amazing. And that like ball of chi, that ball of amazing chi, if you can imagine it, is going to sprinkle pixie dust on all areas of your life. Oh, who doesn't want more of that, right? So make sure this is where we are going to start. And that's why I've devoted last month's video and this video to the front door. We are going to take step by step by step in each of these videos and build a solid foundation so that you understand what real feng shui is all about. It has nothing to do with that furniture stuff. It's all about the energy. All right, my students. Thank you so much for watching. Trust the vibe, because the energy never lies.